and so much happened within the latter part of 2025. And as you've seen by the title of this video, I just want to talk about the family trope in some books, because the books that I have with me are actually my favorite books in the year 2025. The first book is one that I had already talked about already. If you watched that video, then you know.
Is 5 stars immediately. I don't care how 2025 ends, I just know that this is the best.
The reason I want to talk about the family trope in books is because it's one that I can relate to quite closely, because human beings are very complex and they are very stubborn, particularly in the family setting, because everyone has their eccentricities and their personalities and their flaws and their strengths. And so this selection of books that I have with me are those that really touched me, and if you happen to relate to this kind of stuff, I would advise that you read these books. So the first one is Hello Beautiful. This is something I already talked about. I already gave it 5 stars, but I want to rehash it for anyone who happened to miss that video. This book follows 4 sisters who are living in Chicago, each of them with their own flaws. I found this book really important and really critical for me. It really made me think a lot, was because of the fact that at certain points in life, various circumstances happen and it demands us to be selfish with our time, with our resources. Sometimes that selfishness can end up hurting us, and particularly end up hurting those that we love. But in the end, as seen in this book, people tend to find their way back to one another. The 4 sisters end up coming back, even if years have passed, even if their mom is no longer really speaking with them. It really just shows the power of family, the power of even time and space sometimes, because it is necessary, because it really helps you to think, it helps you to get things clear, and most of all, it helps you to see where you've gone wrong. The next book is Malibu Rising, still by Taylor Jenkins Reid. As you know, if you've been on this channel, she's become a favorite here. I think I've read about 4 of her books. I'm currently reading the 5th one, which is Forever Interrupted. This is a bit more on the romance side. This book follows 4 siblings who are living in Santa Monica, and their dad is a really famous musician. His name is Nick River, if I'm not mistaken. And he is a deadbeat, if you can put it that way. He's never around. He married the same woman like 2 or 3 times. Her name was June, their mom. And we follow the eldest really trying to take care of her siblings, pay rent, pay for food, pay for everything. A party that happens at their house every single year, a really infamous party. Lots of celebrities show up, lots of drama happens. And there are so many Easter eggs in this book. It just shows how even if people grow up in the same family, they can have totally different perceptions of the exact same thing. It was very endearing to me, especially the relationship between the sisters. There's one called Kit, she's the younger one, and then the eldest is named Nina. And following these 2, while their scenes were a bit brief, I wish there was more. It was still a total 5 stars for me. Now, the 3rd book, this is the heart and soul of this video. I read this as my very last book of 2025, and it's Glow Sisters by Coco Mellors. Firstly, I'd like to start with the cover. Personally, I prefer this cover as opposed to the one that just has one young lady on the cover, because it really gives the reader a chance to, as they read the book, explore who you think would best match the description, at least based off their physical appearance. This book was definitely a tearjerker for me, and it hits a bit close to home. So it follows 4 sisters who were born and raised in New York by their parents, and later in the book, the parents actually moved to the countryside because the 3rd born, her name is Nicole, but they called her Nikki Blue. She passed away due to endometriosis. And the 3 remaining sisters, Avery, the eldest sister, is actually a lawyer, but before that she was struggling with alcohol and drug and substance abuse, but she quickly made a pivot and is actually now a very successful lawyer. There's Bonnie, who's the 2nd one. She's a very neutral person. She tends to want to keep the peace, and she's actually a professional boxer, like a fighter, and she's been doing that ever since her teenage years. She's definitely a character to look out for within the book, because she really embodies resilience and what it takes to get exactly what you want. Then the last born sister is Lucky. Lucky Blue actually never ended up finishing high school because she's a model who also has a problem with drug and substance abuse, and you can see her really working and trying her best in the book to get sober. Following the death of Nikki, the whole family is really distraught. The parents even want to sell their apartment in New York that they grew up in, but the eldest Avery is really trying to hold on to that apartment because it holds memories and more importantly, it holds Nikki. So if they sell it, it will be like they're erasing a part of her. You can see the sisters really fighting along the way. You know, tensions between the firstborn, now the middle sister Bonnie, the boxer, and then there's the last one, Lucky. And the first one and the last one really don't like each other. There's been a lot that has gone unsaid within the years, and so as a result, things tend to blow up somewhere along the way. This book really showed me how to try and be empathetic with people, particularly people that you don't understand, and most importantly, the importance of patience. Patience is a virtue. I think it's one that we should all embody, particularly in this, you know, well, I guess technically the Christmas season is over now that we're in the new year, but patience and trying to temper your tongue, particularly with people you love, because you know it's really easy to snap at people, especially those who are near you, as opposed to strangers. There are two verses that I really wanted to mention in regard to the books that I've discussed, just generally speaking to patience and the importance of humility and really journeying with people as they try and change their character. The first one is in Colossians chapter 3 from verse 13, and it says, "Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against one, forgive as the Lord forgave you." The reason this really stuck out to me, at least in this season, is because at least I've learned through many circumstances that resentment really doesn't do anything for you. If anything, it darkens your intellect, it makes you a bit slow, and you're not totally sober in your thinking because you're carrying things that are very old, things that have extended for a long period of time, and the more you continue to hold them, the more they are a disservice to you. The other verse, on a bit of a lighter note, is from the book of Isaiah, from chapter 43, verse 18 and 19. It says, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" This verse basically talks about the importance of letting things go. And I must mention this caveat, just because, you know, we are encouraged to forgive over and over and over again by Christ in the Bible. Forgetting is usually another thing. Yes, we don't have the memories of elephants, but human beings tend to remember things for a very long time. And so even as we are encouraged to forgive, I think you should exercise discernment as you continue in your relations with people. Nowadays, at least now more than ever, we are suffering from a serious lack of patience, because cutting people off might not entirely be the answer. It might be a surface kind of remedy, but we're failing to address the underneath thing. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about those books. I really hope if you're anything like me, you'll enjoy them, you'll feel things the way I felt them, and you can even share them with people that are around you. Speaking of starting things anew and starting, you know, on a clean page, my 2025 looked really good, at least on paper, in regards to the number of books I read. It was my best reading year ever, because I got to read 11 books last year, which I'm very grateful for. This year, I don't know if I'm gonna keep up with my resolutions, so don't hold me to anything, but I think my goal this year is 15 books, and at least the way that I've seen best in which I can try and achieve this goal is by setting aside 20 minutes, strictly 20 minutes for me to read every day. Why 20? It was a bit of an arbitrary number, but it was a short enough time for me to really try and get the most out of that time, because knowing me, I can spend an excessive amount of time on my books, and as a result, other things might fall to the wayside. My time is 20 minutes every single day. Might be a bit longer on the weekends, but I really want to try and achieve that goal and really share with you guys more about my personal stories, my books, the things I learned from them, and all that good stuff. That's the end of this video. I wish you all the best in 2026 as you read. Please be encouraged, don't give up. Remember, it just takes one page or even one paragraph every single day for you to move closer and closer towards your reading goal. Remember, forgiveness. I think that's the main word of this video. Forgiveness, and even exercising discernment as you forgive people. I'll see you guys in the next video.